Oh, shit. Shit, yo, when you be playing music, you do it on SoundCloud?
I usually just SoundCloud, YouTube, or I download it. Either
Because
one.
I heard if you play music and shit, you know what I'm saying? You get copyrighted or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't play nothing. I wouldn't play nothing like popular. You know, I wouldn't play nothing that could get copyright.
All right.
Play some local shit or something.
Yeah, let me keep that in mind. I don't be going live too much, so. 1 second. What's this thing called? And how long you got? I don't want to keep you on here too long neither.
We'll let it flow, but probably like an hour and a half.
All right.
If that.
I'm trying to turn this damn Bluetooth on. Fuck it. No Bluetooth then.
All this pain in my heart, my own niggas was plotting. When me and bro was down bad, shit, we got the robbing. Flip it, get it back. Niggas never wanted problems. I'm already think I'm about to go and cop the chopper. And all these fans, man, I need a bath in holy water. And yeah, they said they left him wet just like some holy water. If you in the street, shit better have bread for your lawyers. He got a kid and on the run. Now who gon' watch his daughter? Shit, not his BM, she in DMs trying to get a baller. These niggas don't think about that shit when they go get the Spartan. Wartime, we don't back down from shit like the Spartans. Feel like the realest nigga living, I can't even lie. Phone on D&D, don't wanna talk, I press decline. They probably think that nigga changed since his cousin died. Murder on my mind, boy, I'm thinking homicide. I've been trying to chill the dope pill with the pain I got inside. Pockets full of knots, we ain't stressed no more. Getting bread now, I wanna take my bitch to go explore. I got a bag, these bitches mad cause I could never love a hoe. Wait till this album drop, they gon' wanna take the kid on tour. And don't get confused just cause I spit, I still keep a blinking. If I don't got it, it's on bro hip, he quick to let it rip. I've been wildin' since legit, we was always in the mix. Now we grown trying to get rich, rather I die from some shit like getting sick. Cause I keep them in through strips, left pocket full of blues now. I feel like I'm a crip, I was trying to keep it cool, but fuck that humble shit. All these niggas trash, go get a bag and do some other shit. Gang too hot to handle, bitch, you might want to get your oven mitt. I ain't gon' talk about what I did to the government. Just know I did what I did, cause I got tired of all that struggle shit. When you ain't got it and that's who two motherfuckers look, them get the shrugging shit. But when you got that money, them the ones on sucker shit. Asking for a dub and shit. Tell that nigga suck a dick. Since some shorties, we was on them blocks. Really toting blocks. Tell my mama, don't pray for me, pray for them. Cause if they talking guns and shit, we the first ones flying through and slumping shit. Becky stuff full of gas, yeah, I call it noise. Late at night, I can't even sleep, bitch, I'm paranoid. Look at my godson face, swear that shit give me joy. I'm grown, I'm not a boy. And when I got that call, my cuz died, I couldn't think. Went MIA for some weeks. Man, reason that night I can't even sleep. PTSD fucking up my dreams. Don't know when I'ma go, make sure the fam don't need a thing. And when you up, they hate, but show love when you fucked up. That's just some shit that I peeped. I'm off this canvas, I can't even see. We still get packs and from OT, but I fell in love with Gubby Cheese. I miss my niggas, RIP, y'all boys living through me. I get so high late at night, shit, I can't even think. But I'm still on point 10 toes when I be in these streets. Could never sleep unless I'm sleep, nigga, fuck you mean. Ain't been to church up in a minute, I've been out here wildin'. Don't regret none of this shit that I did, shit, that's my problem. School of the streets, I picked the streets, I had an option. Turned to a rapper, could've been a scholar. Jimmy, my dog, so for me, that boy barking at your collar.
All right, y'all. What's good? What's good?
Yo,
yeah,
yo.
We got a special guest on here, man. My man, Mr. Man in Action. We was supposed to been do this probably like like last month. We was supposed to do this, but you know we had busy schedules, so we finally on here, man. Whenever I bring somebody on here, dog, y'all already know that they real. They really real. You know what I'm saying? Those are some high quality people. What's good, Professor Rich? But Mr. Man in Action, man, introduce yourself. Tell them what you about.
Let's get it. It's your boy, Mr. Man in Action. You know what I mean? Shit. I'm about helping guys out, get results with women. Shout out to my boy, the club, Professor Rich, but not just women. Like, I feel like when you can get results with women, you'll start to get results with life. And a lot of guys on here on this side of YouTube are trying to get results with women, but they're making the excuse of not getting results with women to get results with life. So I'm here to help y'all find that middle ground. You dig?
I feel it. So my question for you is, that damn shit was great. My question for you is, like, what do you mean by you help them get results with just women in life? Like, what's a good example of that?
Well, main thing is just being social. You know, like if you try to get results, or if you try to get results in general and you're a lone wolf, you feel like you don't need nobody, you can do shit by yourself, you're probably only going to get 60% of success that you could get in life. Rather, if you're social, you know how to talk to people, you can get 100% of results that you want. So my main thing is once you get out and you start talking to people and actually building connections, then you can start to get successful in life.
Okay, yeah, no, that's some good shit right there. I'm gonna try to stop cussing because you know now I'm monetized on this thing, so now I can't even say. You know, you get monetized, you can't really say say the same stuff that you used to say. So I hear you the code approaching king out here, man. I've been seeing your videos and stuff like that. What's your take on code approaching? Like, how did you get into that?
I mean, what introduced me to code approaching was prank videos on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like I would watch a whole bunch of way before Redpill, way before dating and all that. I would watch prank videos and I would see how easy it was for these guys to go up to women and literally say anything and then turn it around to get a number. So I was like, shoot, is that easy? And I just went out and I just started talking to everybody, you know, like I look at code approaching as it don't necessarily just have to be for women. Once you can go up and talk to anybody, then you can start to see celebrities and in a sense talk to them, in a sense get networking situations with them instead of just women. So that's all it is, just going out and talking to people.
No, that's for real though, because you know, once I started going out and I started doing code approaching back in the when I was younger and stuff like that, it got to the point where I didn't see people as this let me as a threat. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, you see people, and you know, you get anxiety when you're not very social. You're not a social person, so having a small conversation is very awkward when you haven't developed that social muscle. You know what I'm saying? So, but once you develop that and you start going out here, like if you go out here and you can talk to women and stuff like that, man, you can talk to anybody. Like you're not scared to get rejected by anybody because you know, like a lot of guys are scared to get rejected just by women.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I remember in one of your videos you were saying that you can go anywhere and you can be good. You know what I'm saying? Like how how long ago did you start cold approaching? Like how long ago was it when you first started cold approaching?
Shit. I mean, of course, you had those situations where you meet strangers in high school, but it's probably, if I can put a date on it, it's probably been since like 2012. Of course, you get better and better every day, every year, but 2012 was where I was really big on watching prank videos on YouTube and shit like that. And so around that time, moving forward into 2021, so sooner or later it's gonna be like 10 years of just doing this shit.
Were you by yourself when you first started cold approaching, or did you have like a group of friends? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends because sometimes I would be with friends, sometimes I'll be by myself, but I look at approaching as, in a sense, you're by yourself anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you can be
Right.
out with all your homies, but if you get a chick back to the crib, you're gonna want to hit her yourself. So
Right.
when it comes to approaching and just going out and getting results, at a certain point you're by yourself. It's just you and this woman. It's just you and this group of women that you're talking to. But yeah, it's a half and half type thing.
Yeah, yo. I mean, when I first started going out and cold approaching by myself, it's easier to cold approach when you have your friends and stuff with you to hype you up, make you feel better when you know you get shot down. But then when you by yourself and you out here and you know what I'm saying, you ain't got nobody to
Yeah,
elevate you after you get shot down. It's a whole different level. I feel like that's very advanced, where you can go out there and do it by yourself and still feel good, even if you get turned down or rejected.
yeah.
So, um, my next question for you is though, are you red pill? Do you consider yourself red pill?
Yeah, but not in the sense of just dating. Like, when I talk about red pill, I'm talking about realities of life. That's what I thought it meant. I didn't know that it just meant like with women.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I am, but I'm in the sense of like the spiritual shit. You know what I mean? Like the other side of the world who doesn't want us to know certain things. Not just, if you do this, you're a simp. If you do this, you're a beta. No, not in that sense, but in the sense of red pill, meaning that you look at the world from this way and the world wants you to look at it from this way. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, they might consider me red pill. Like the red pill is like it got a big misconception to it. You know what I'm saying? It's like some guys think it's just about women, and some other guys think it's about some old other shit, some Matrix shit. You know what I'm saying? But I like your I basically like your definition about just the reality and stuff like that. But how did you even find the red pill? Like how did you even get on this side of YouTube? That's the real question. How did you find this shit? I mean that's all
Yeah.
I always want to know, how men find this shit.
Yeah. For me, I had always been, dating and talking to chicks and trying to help my friends out with dating and talking to chicks. So I had a homie. He would always tell me like, bro, you should start a YouTube channel. You should start a YouTube channel. Then I would have other friends later on in my life that would tell me the same thing. And I'm like, nah, for what? They was like, yo, it's a whole side of YouTube where guys help other guys get women. And I was still like, nah, for what? You know what I mean? I know that people would struggle, but the people that were closest to me, I would just help them out. I would tell them like, hey, it's not that deep, it's not that hard. Just go talk to her, stuff like that. But one of my friends introduced me to Patrice O'Neal, and then he introduced me to AMS, and this was like 2-3 years ago. And that's really how I found it. It was whenever AMS first started, he would always tell me that it's a side of YouTube, and I think that you should get on this side and help guys out. And at a certain point, I was just like, whatever. It's about 2-3 years ago. Shout out to one of my homies.
Okay, okay. So my next question for you is, when did you learn game, or better yet, how did you learn game? You know what I'm saying? Did you learn it from experience? Did you learn it from having older players and pimps around you? Like how did you find your game?
Main thing was experience, you know what I mean? Like, because anybody on here right now that may not have experience can say that they know game, but it'll resonate with you different when you actually have experience. So if you listen to somebody like you, like
Mhm.
when you watch your videos, although it may be entertaining, although you may be saying some stuff that a lot of guys can agree with, somebody like me who actually has the experience as well, I can resonate with it. I'm like, yeah, he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, that shit is real. You know what I mean? He didn't just hear that. Yeah, I can tell that he's saying this from a perspective of really trying to help guys instead of really just trying to entertain you guys.
Right.
So the main thing is experience. You know, all you guys got to go out here and get experience. That's my main message, because some of you guys that watch all these videos don't know y'all could have more game than all of us, you know. But if you don't have the experience, you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't be able to unlock that. You wouldn't be able to unleash that. And somebody like you, somebody like the club, somebody like Alfie, I can tell that you guys actually have experience as well, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to push out the content in the sense that you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what's the number one sign of you knowing somebody who doesn't have really that much experience, but they just giving advice and you just know that they really don't have that much experience? They just rehearsing something somebody else said. What's the main thing that you hear that you just like, okay, this guy doesn't have that much experience?
Well, it's not too much of what I hear. It's just when I watch, you know what I mean? Like, I can actually look at somebody's video and tell if they're capping or not. So it's not too much of what I hear, because everybody can hop on here and say some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We've seen plenty of people on here that can hop on and say this, even if it's something unique. Anybody can hop on here and say anything. But I kind of got like, I got a vision where I see a motherfucker and I'm like, yeah, he capping, or yeah, he may have a little game, but he ain't like that. You know what I mean? Like he's new to this, he's not true to this. And I know everybody got different levels, but I can just watch really just one video and tell like if somebody's really having, or if somebody just sound good on paper.
Yeah. I mean, usually I can hear by the advice that they give, you know, just the linguistics or the choice of words that people use. Like I'm able to read between the lines of what people are saying, even though they don't even realize that they're saying something without actually even being specific about what they're saying. Like I can kind of hear the snuck premise of what they're saying. That's how I kind of know, like, oh, this guy, he's a beginner, or oh, this guy, he rehearsed. And like how you said, like I can just see it in some people. Like you can just see that they're not very charismatic, or you know, say they don't have that it to them.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So it's a lot of them, but we probably ain't gonna talk about that right now. But
yeah.
If you had a definition of game, what would your definition be?
Definition of game to me is being able to say and do certain things to get you what you want. You know, and funny enough, the best game is when you run no game. I say that a lot. You know, when as soon as you think that I have to run game to do what I say or to get what I want, you already lost, because guys that I know that have the best game don't even think of it as game. But if you do want to think of it as game, if you're doing this and you're not having fun with it, then you have no game. And I know that's kind of all over the place. But if you think about when you play the PlayStation or you play the Xbox, it's meant to be fun because it's a game. Right. So if you're out here in the field interacting with women and living your life and, you know, trying to get results and you're not having fun with it, then your game is already off. You're looking at it like it's too challenging.
Right. No, I never looked at it. I never really looked at it like that. Now that's a good perspective. So you know, we YouTubers, we talk about the alpha male and the beta male and the simp and stuff like that. Do you believe in the alpha male and the beta male stuff, or is that just something that you just relate to for your audience?
Yeah, I do in a sense, but I know it's been taken out of context. So for example, I do in the sense of like women unconsciously can tell if you're an alpha or if you're a beta. And one way women can tell is because the most beautiful women are always in groups. And the reason for that is not necessarily because they always want to be with another person, is because they know a guy who's truly alpha is okay with approaching her in her group. A guy who's more on the beta side only tries to go for women that are by themselves, only tries to go for women online, only tries to go for the easy approaches, the easy situations in life. Alpha is gonna go for the shit that's hard. You know, I'm like, I tell you guys right now, this shit ain't as easy as some people may make it look. You know, I get rejected all the time. I always constantly remind guys, even if they see me in person, bro, I'm probably gonna get rejected. I get rejected all the time. That's one of the things that's part of the game. But yeah, I think there is a little bit of truth to the alpha and beta thing. It just gets took out of context.
Well, my question for you is, do you think a woman needs an alpha and a beta, or does she just need an alpha?
I honestly think that every man has both sides to him, you know.
Mhm.
So when you talk about a woman, does she need both? Uh yeah, in a sense, but like I said, that's only if you don't take that word out of context. You
Right,
know, like
right,
for example, like I got a chick in my crib right now, and she's a main chick. So sometimes I'll call her babe. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll call her baby. Now, if you hear that on this side of YouTube, you're like, oh, that's beta. No, that's actually like what? Because if I was just to straight up be like, "Hey, bitch, come do this. Hey, bitch, come here real quick."
right,
No,
right,
no, no, it don't work like that. And my whole thing
right.
is, I want you guys to get women and keep them. I want y'all to get Christmas gifts. I want y'all to get gifts for Valentine's Day. I want you guys to get gifts for your birthday. What's the point of having all these different women just for sex and they don't really like you? I want you guys to actually have clutch women in your life. So that's the message that I preach, not just fuck a bitch and kick her out, because that shit can get old. You know what I mean?
Facts, facts. So, do you believe a lot of content creators are teaching guys to be way too alpha or asshole? Do you think they're making them go from one extreme to the other?
Well, what do you mean? Like, I guess
Like,
elaborate a little bit.
like, what is a good example? Like, do you just think that there's a lot of content creators that are telling guys that there's just they're going too far with them, telling them not to be, beta and
Oh yeah,
don't do this. Like, do you think it's a lot of that going on right now? Like, are a lot of guys just taking what people are saying out of context? Like, don't buy your girl nothing. Don't. It's almost getting to the point where you get in a relationship with a girl, you damn near a beta or a simp or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, you think that YouTubers are brainwashing a lot of guys to just be just too alpha or too just stuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. So it's that of people pushing like a poison message that's really going to hurt you guys in the long run, because you're going to end up having baby mamas you don't want. You're going to end up getting some diseases and all type of shit that
Uh-huh.
you don't want. So I think it's one thing of that, people pushing a false message, and I think the other thing is guys taking it out of context.
Hmm.
So like some of these content creators I really feel are cock blocking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they
yeah,
don't,
yeah.
yeah, they're not getting women like that, so they don't want you to have women like that. Me, I'm saying I got plenty of women, but I can't fuck all these chicks myself. So I want you guys to go out and get some of these chicks yourself. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. So I think it's I think it's half and half. You know what you think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of why like it's hard for me to really say that I'm red pill, because a lot of these red pillers take it out of context and then they think it's all about, what I'm saying, hating the women and what I'm saying, getting back at them for doing stupid shit or doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really taken out of context to the point where we look like a hate group. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like the so yeah, it is a lot of them who take it to the extreme. A lot I see a lot of red pillars who only show the bad of women. Oh yeah, see, she got they show celebrities who got $1 million who dated some bum ass girl, and you know what I'm saying. She took up all his money, and they making it seem like it's the woman's fault when it's the guy's fault for not vetting this motherfucker before he knew what the fuck he was doing before he got in that relationship. So it's a lot of just, oh, she did. It's a lot of pointing fingers, but at the end of the day, us men, we run the relationship, we run the world. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's our fault at the end of the day. Red pill. I feel like red pill don't make people take responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So that's
facts.
how I feel about that. Um, Now the next question I got is that: do you think looks matter? Like, do you think looks get your foot in the door?
Uh, I mean, with both of those questions, I would say yes, they do matter and they do get your foot in the door, but your foot also gets you in the door as well. You know what I mean? So when
Yeah.
guys say that, it's like if you want to be literal, your foot can get you in any door. But once you get in that motherfucker, you might get pushed right back out.
Right.
Like them little movies or them cartoons where somebody's like all big and bad, then they walk into the dark room and then they get their ass pushed right back out and they all fucked up. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of guys that run around thinking that their looks is going to be the main thing for them are very lost, you know, because as soon as you say something, if your game isn't on point or you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, that shit don't matter. So it's like one of those things where, I mean, I think looks matter with everything you do. You show up to a job interview, you look like shit, you might not get the job. You show up to a area where the culture and the race is totally different, and you look like you don't blend in, you won't blend in. You show up to an all white party, you got all blue on. You know what I mean? Like, so in a sense, looks matter, but not as far as like sealing the deal, or not as far as actually getting results.
Right. No, I do believe I see exactly where you're coming from. Like it's like looks matter, but at the same time they don't matter. Well, in women's cases. So like for an example, like a woman can think that you look good, and then you go up to her, and then you say some dumb shit out your mouth, and now all of a sudden now you're not this guy anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
now you're not, you just went from looking good to looking like a piece of shit just because you came out of your mouth and said some stupid shit. And on top of that, you can look good all you want, but if you're not going and talking to women, then what's the point? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, what's the point of you looking good if you're not even going to talking to women to see the women that think you look good? Get what I'm saying? And that's the
And
only way you know if you look good is if you go over there and try to find women who think you look good. You know what I'm saying? So did he just exit out? Oh shit. Shit lagging. Well shit, we gonna wait for him to come back in. But if y'all got any questions or anything, man, while I'm right here right now, you can ask them. And we ain't got nobody in the chat room today. Well, it is early as hell. Over here on the east side. Shit. Okay, there we go.
they took my damn green screen off and everything. That's when you know
Oh
that's
man.
fire. when you keeping it real, this is what happens. It goes wrong.
Shit,
Anyway,
I forgot what we was talking about. I think we was talking about looks and stuff like that, and I was going off on a
yeah.
tangent.
So basically, as far as looks go, man, I look at it like this. You know, you want a woman to be attracted to you as well. So let's say that you find a woman attractive. She got a fat ass, she got big titty, whatever. You think she look good. You need to make sure she's attracted to you as well. But the beautiful thing about being a man is that it don't just have to be looks. Women can like you because of your swag. They can like you because of the way you smell. They can like you because you're actually willing to approach instead of all these other guys that are scared to. They can like you because of all of these different things instead of your physical appearance. She could like you just because of your body. You know what I mean? It don't matter what it is. So you guys got to understand that it's not just about physical with women. And that's why I think every guy on here can get women, because if it was just about looks, well, okay, a lot of us would be screwed, but it's not.
Facts. That's a whole fact. So, what's your take on this? You know, I did a video yesterday, and I was supposed to do this video a long time ago. I was supposed to do that video when you know what video I'm talking about, with the AMS and the Stephens code and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your thought on this money look status thing?
It has nothing to do with women. That's my thoughts on it. Like I tell guys all the time, you want to get results with women, go talk to women. You want to get results in business, start a business. You want to get results on YouTube, make a YouTube channel. Like that's like you know, you're doing your thing on TikTok. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if I was to hit you up and be like, "Well, how do you do your thing on TikTok? Is it Facebook? Is it YouTube?" It's like at some point you're gonna be like, "Bro, you got to start a TikTok." Meanwhile, I'm talking about all these other platforms that ain't TikTok. So if you guys want to get women, you got to start talking to women. All this other looks, money, status stuff, that's not going to be what can get you true results with women. And if it is, these are going to be women that don't necessarily like you for what you have to offer.
Facts. That's what I'll be trying to tell them, but we gonna see. You know, I didn't get the YouTube video ain't blow up enough for where people would come on there and start talking stupid shit. So but so I see you on your videos. You be having some of your women coming on there giving you head and stuff like that. Can you tell the people where you find these women at? Let them know where you finding these women at, or what are you doing to get women to do that for you? You get what I'm saying?
Well, basically, what I mean, to where I find them anywhere, Target, Walmart. Right. Like the most recent was literally at Walmart. Anyways, but the way to make this happen is that you got to understand that everything that you're comfortable with, women will be comfortable with. You know what I mean? So guys are thinking that you got to have all this and you got to have all that. No, if you just like, hey, I think this would be a good idea for a video, and then they're with it, of course, then you just make it happen. But guys got to stop overcomplicating this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're comfortable with it, just like I say, just like smashing a chick in the car. Like, let's say you live with your parents, can't bring a girl over, you want to hit her in the car. Well, if you're comfortable having sex in the car, she's going to be comfortable having sex in the car. But if you're not, then she's not. If you're comfortable approaching a chick, then she's going to be comfortable with you approaching her, even if she's in a situation. But if you're not, then she's not. They literally go off our energy.
Right. And I keep trying to tell guys that women are reactionary. They can go off of what you do. You get what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of guys, when they ask me, they be like, how do you bring up sex with a woman? You got to act like that you talk about sex like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it need to just roll off your tongue. It can't be something where you hesitating to ask it, or, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like that this is just not something that you do. You just got to say it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I try to tell guys. Like, it don't resonate with it. They're like, what? I'm like, you just gotta be comfortable with it. You just have to be comfortable with saying it. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think the biggest problem with most men? Like, what's the number one problem that you see with most men that come and ask you for your help?
The excuses, really. I think that's what it is. I mean, every guy has a different excuse. The most popular one is Corona. Well, guess what? The whole world's dealing with Corona. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the excuses is the hardest thing for me. Because if guys had less excuses and more action, they wouldn't even need my help. Funny enough, like I'll be the first to say it. Like, if you, because like I said, for me, I watched a few prank videos and said, damn, is this easy? And then I just went out and I just started talking to women. I didn't say, oh, I need to talk to this person. I need help. I need to watch more. I need to see what he thinks. I need to see what he thinks. And, oh, this is a new person. Let me see what they think. Oh, this person got a lot of views. Let me see if everything they say I agree with. Nah, it was just no excuses. I mean, people are doing this on video and then they're telling the chicks, hey, this is a joke. This is a prank. And then some people would even say the pranks are fake. If they are or if they're not, I still learned game. I still saw how easy it was to go up to a chick and literally say anything. Like, it would be some videos where dudes got like freaking like food crumbs on their face and they still going up and approaching or saying some crazy stuff. So I was like, dang, it's really not that big of a deal. I say more you guys start looking at prank videos, start looking at like social, like public interviews and stuff like that. You'll get game out of that instead of just listening to someone talk about it all day. You got to look at the subtleties though. You can't look at, did he get the number in the prank or did he get the funny interview? You got to look at it in the, oh, shout out to Alpha Kingdom in the building. You did.
What's good, Alfie?
Yeah, but that's the main thing. Just action instead of excuses.
That's facts. So what, a lot of red pillars, they against marriage, they against even relationships. They just against almost everything. Is there anything that a woman can do to get you to marry her?
I mean, in a sense, I don't know if it's anything that she could do. It's just up to me on if I want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do I want to marry this chick? And if I did, this is my whole take on it. If you're quote unquote alpha, red pill, whatever you want to call it, I think you can do whatever you want. I think that's the definition of it. I don't think the definition of alpha is to listen to another dude that says this is alpha and then follow him. Because how are you alpha if you're listening to somebody else and following them? So I feel like if you wanted to, you can, because you're like, if I did get married, it wouldn't be a typical marriage anyway. So yeah, I could.
No, that's exactly what I said, yo. It wouldn't be that modern. It would not even a modern. It wouldn't be that old school marriage. Like that shit out the window. But
Yeah.
could you ever see yourself committing to just having sex with one woman?
I don't think that's in our nature.
Right.
Now, if you were to say, could I ever see myself? Maybe. I mean, things happen as we get older and as life happens, but I truly don't think that's in our nature because if it was, no man would cheat. You know what I mean? Like no man
Right.
would be out here having multiple wives and multiple girlfriends. And that's the thing that helps me have like other women in my life that know that I have other women. It's
Mhm.
because I explain that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it has nothing to do with you. Like it's not if I go deal with her that I don't like you or that I like you less. It's just that I like you, but I like her too. So
Yeah.
that's all there is to it. And it takes a strong, very secure woman to deal with that. But if you're able to explain it in a way that makes sense and really gets her thinking a little different, then it's possible for sure.
Did you ever have a hard time explaining that to a woman? Like, look, this is what I'm gonna be doing. Like, and if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we
Oh,
ain't compatible. Like, have you ever had somebody you had a hard time explaining and they finally just ding, they was like, all right, I'll do it.
man, that shit is a battle every day for real, for real. Like you guys think that y'all want rotations and want polygamy and threesomes and women knowing about each other. The reason it's a little complicated is because that's not women's nature. You know what I mean? So it's hard for them to relate to that. It's hard for them to understand. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that once I tell these chicks they're okay with it, but
Right,
think about this, I don't force them to stay. You feel me? They can leave if they want,
right,
So
right,
the fact that they're willing to stay lets you know that you as a man shouldn't change. You shouldn't change your nature.
right,
Let's say I just go for whatever they say, and now I'm like, okay, yeah, it's just me and you. Well, that could be what she don't want. You know what I mean? Because now I'm not. Now I'm going against my nature. So yeah, man, it's a battle, but it's no big deal. They're still here.
right. And you seen that one show? It was a dead ass podcast where the woman was talking about, oh yeah, I wanted all of this, and then he was asking her, he was like, yo, if you wanted monogamy, but then you couldn't handle monogamy, why did you force monogamy on you? And that's most guys. Like most guys, they want to blame the woman for for her giving you what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I always say it's your fault. Oh, what's up, RPC? What's
PC.
good?
You're
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's your fault. So that's why, like, honestly, when we talk about game and stuff like that, it's not about the woman. Because
yeah.
women are capricious and whimsical. So you know what I'm saying? They want to always be able to change their mind. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And I try to tell guys that, but it's just like it just go over their fucking head. You know what I'm saying? Like women change their mind. Like just like in that podcast, that dead ass podcast, she was saying how if she would have knew that that's what she had to do is keep having sex with her husband, she would have rethought that stuff a long time ago. You get what I'm saying? That's just women. That's why, like, if you're a guy who know that you can't deal with just one woman, that's something you need to be telling women. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to change for her because she said that she want this. Because later on in life, she might not want that no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you always got to stay the same and just be you. That's
Mm-hmm.
game to me. Just being you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being true to you. You feel
Fact.
what I'm saying?
That's 100%
Um,
facts.
is there anything else you want to add on that?
Well, I mean, I think you pretty much hit it on the nail. You know what I mean? Like a lot of guys will that the thing is guys have excuses and they blame women, they blame the government, they blame Red Pill, they blame Trump.
Yeah.
When are you gonna look at yourself and be like, I'm fucking up? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right. Right.
the biggest the most humbling way to get you guys to really look at yourself and say, dang, I fucked up, is to look at yourself in the mirror with no shirt and to look at your bank account. If those two things aren't where you want them to be, then you got to start working on yourself. And of course, you can look at other things like how many good morning texts did you get? How many Christmas gifts did you get? How many women are actually checking up on you? Those are the other things, but you got to start with yourself because those two things you have control over.
Right. So my question for you is, was it a time where you didn't take responsibility, like where you were like, oh, it's them, it ain't me. Like how did you get to the point where you was like you were a man about what you're doing and you took responsibility for just almost everything, or you always felt like you were responsible in a way, if you understand what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah. I'm not even sure if it was like when it was a time, but I
Or
just
like were you
know
always like that? Yeah, like or were like that's just
what.
always like
Yeah, I think um I don't really know if I can give it a time, but I can say like I know it would be huge humbling experiences when I would see like, when Facebook was a thing, like when it was really big or whatever, and I would watch videos on there of chicks like destroying dudes' cars and bleaching their pants and doing all this shit, and everybody's calling the woman crazy. I'm like, no, that's his fault because that
right,
never happened to me, and I think the reason it never happened to me is because I never led a woman on to be willing to do that because women don't come in like that. They cuss you out or they call you a blank blank before they get to destroying your car and busting the
right,
windows out your house and all that stuff. So I would always look at it like it's our fault, you know what I mean? Especially as a
right.
man, you gotta unfortunately everything comes back to being our fault. So I just looked at the world and was like, dang, we gotta
That's a
take
fact.
responsibility for everything.
Everything. Just like is to piggyback off what you're saying, it's just like when a woman cheat. What's she going? What do women say when they cheat on a man? Oh, I wasn't feeling this at home. I feel like I wasn't getting that much attention. All this, he wasn't doing this. It's never a woman never just comes out of her mouth and be like, I just wanted to fuck him. I wanted to be a slut today. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
always something that you did. So with this knowledge, this is why you know what I'm saying. Yes, it's always gonna be your fault, and you should be cool with everything being your fault because then that means that you're in control of every situation. You know what I'm saying? Or in some type of control, it gives you a form of control over your life. What man wants to walk around here feeling like he's not in control of his life? You get what I'm saying?
And then
So
with the way the world is, like it's gonna always put blame on us. And I wanna piggyback off that to show y'all this. Now this is you can't really see it, and I'll actually read it real quick, but this is
okay.
basically talking about are you being abused? And I got this because I got in a situation where I basically got in a wreck not too long ago. It wasn't nothing major, but you know how they got to do the police report and all that stuff. And this was on the police report of a car wreck. So keep in mind that this is how the world is towards men, is that it'll be our fault even if we didn't do shit. Like, keep in mind though, this paper right here is for a car wreck. You know how they had those little words on the side that you really don't pay attention to. You just pay
Yeah,
attention
yeah.
to what's going on with yours. So real quick, it says, are you being abused with a question mark? It says, if you are a victim of domestic violence, you can file a criminal complaint against your abuser. This includes any threats made by the abuser towards you as a victim or a witness. And then it says the law allows an officer to arrest the abuser if there is no evidence of domestic violence assault. I'll just stop right there. So that just lets us know right now, like it's not on our side. You know what I mean? Like, and further on it says we do not need any cooperation from the victim to be prosecuted or any evidence until court. So literally, like a chick can call and say, "Hey, this guy is abusing me," and then if she tells them where you're at, you can get locked up for it without no evidence, without no say so, without no consent, without no warrant. So in this world, we got to understand that we're responsible. So that goes even deeper to where you better be careful with the women you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a chick that seems like she'll read something like this and be like, "Oh, okay, I'm bored. Let me f his whole life up." It can happen. It's literally written in paper. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful. You gotta be accountable because the world will they'll flip on us. You know what I mean?
No, I understand exactly what you mean because, well, do you think that a lot of girls are taking advantage of this right now? Like, are you thinking that like this is why like a lot of women don't hold themselves accountable, or you know what I'm saying, are as what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, we're gonna just leave it at accountable. Do you think that that's why? Like, the part of the reason is the government?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? It's played against us, especially as us, you know what I mean? Like as black men or whatever. It's literally set up against us. So we gotta be extra careful. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
men in general, but you know, our race or whatever, we gotta be extra careful with these chicks. We gotta, and this is where game comes in. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not recommending it, but I'm just saying if you were doing that, which you shouldn't at all, never do that. But if you were, but even if you had some game, you wouldn't have to worry about that. Meanwhile, a guy who isn't doing that but has no game and pisses his girl off just a little bit can get his whole life screwed up for that. So you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, yeah, that's why I think game is just important because it can all flip on you if you don't have it right.
Right. Do you believe that most men is becoming feminized in this society, in these Western worlds that we all live in?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, I don't know why, but yeah, they are.
Yeah. I mean, my whole take on it is the reason why I think that they're feminizing the not the world, but feminizing the Western worlds is because feminine. When you're feminine, you're basically a follower. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So masculinity is by nature rebellious. The more masculinity, the more rebellious of men it is, and the harder it's gonna get these men to follow along of what's going on and to be submissive to the law, and you know what I'm saying. So it's easier to deal with a feminized society who's gonna listen and be obedient, and you know what I'm saying. So that's just my theory. I don't know how true that is, but that's probably my theory on it. If you got anything else you want to say on that?
Yeah, and I think guys are just worried about shit that we shouldn't even be worried about. You know, like why she didn't text back or why she didn't do this. Nah, I wouldn't worry about that. So yeah.
Facts. And a lot of guys they're raised by, do you think most guys being raised by single mothers, do you think that that's probably one of the biggest or number one problem of why a lot of men aren't men today?
Yeah, and I think it even deeper than that though, it's because the man who had this baby with this woman that became a single mother, I blame him more
Right.
than the single mother. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, of course, you can look at it so many different ways, but I think it all comes back to us because it's like if you look at all five of your fingers, I think women are like the pinky, so they're just gonna go wherever the rest of your hand is going, but the rest of your hand is literally going this way. So I really think it comes down to us. You know, like don't don't bust in this chick. Don't hit her raw. Don't do all that if you know you ain't gonna be around for what can come with that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so we can look at the guys like, okay, it's just a repeating cycle of he had a single mom, his dad wasn't there, and now he does it to this other chick, and then she raises a feminine boy, and then he does it again. So I think it literally just starts with us, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we are really the prime thing, and women are like they're just the result of what men have
Well,
been.
we do exactly. It's all I be trying to tell them. It's all of our fault. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it, and this is why like I'm a big proponent of not thinking what you would. You get what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
actually trying to get to know the woman, so you know already what this type of woman is. Like this is why I feel like a guy should, what I'm saying, pick the brains of women and really uh look at women for or not just women, but whatever woman that they're dealing with for who they are, instead of just thinking with horniness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when you think with horniness, then which is an emotion, you're blinded. You just like, oh man, I want to get the ass, man. I'm hit that raw, and then this is what happens. A lot of men, because they don't have men in their life teaching them how to control their emotions, they just going off on emotional things and just, what I'm saying, getting women pregnant because they was horny, and then
Mhm.
it's just being a domino effect. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and if this guy probably would have learned and vetted this woman and not thought with his wood, he would have knew that this is not a woman that he would want to be with for the rest of his life. He wouldn't be hitting it raw and, what I'm saying, not using condoms and shit. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
And that's facts. That's why I think a lot of the most popular a lot of the most popular content on this side of YouTube is going to hurt a lot of these guys more than help them. And I
mhm.
know sometimes my message can get confused as well. You know, it is what it is, but I always tell guys, you can listen to my infield, you can listen to deeper into the content. I'm always telling guys, actually get to know this chick. You know what I mean?
Right.
Having that rotation. You think about a rotation, think of a tire rotating, it's up and then it's down. And then it's gone at a certain point. You got to change your tires, you got to do all this stuff. Meanwhile, I would prefer for you to have women that you actually like, women that actually like you, that can actually stick around for however long it's necessary, instead of course, keep running it up, keep approaching and stuff like that. But I wouldn't want you guys to always have these ups and downs with women, when it can at least be a median and can have chicks that can actually stay around. Shout out Pastor Coleman and Young High Flyers.
Yes, sir.
Good.
So yeah, and that's why like now I changed my logo and stuff like that. It's not Playertainment no more. It's double edge, and I got a double edged sword, because double edged sword is because it's positives and there's negatives to every advice that we give to y'all, and especially if you don't know how to use the advice, you could use the sword and it's still gonna hurt you. You get what I'm saying? If you're not using it the right way. So that's why like the symbol for my new brand is double edged. So. Like, and that's why like a lot of guys need to just really watch the whole videos through, because if you're just watching half and then you making up, assumptions in your mind, oh, this what he mean, but we explain it thoroughly through the whole video. But when you watch half, that's when you get half results, and they're like, oh, this shit don't work and all this other stuff, and they got you just. This most of the advice that we give is for specific circumstances. It doesn't fit every circumstance. You just got to be wise enough, have the intellect enough to know what circumstance that it fits. You get what I'm saying? You just need to know it has to be timing on certain stuff that we tell you. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, we spitting too much fire, man. Hey, yo, man, put some fire signs in the chat, man. Yo. Because look, we got some mad heat right now. So, man, I want to see some fire signs in the chat, man.
And you know what I noticed too about like live streams? I think I'm gonna actually cut back on doing them for a little while, because I noticed when you are spitting flames, like me and RPC, we went live a couple days ago on my channel, but I noticed that it's heat when you have a consistent amount of viewers, but they ain't saying nothing. So they just sitting there like, oh shit, you know what I mean? I'm like,
they don't know what to say.
It's like he just answered that shit like that. This could have been a whole video. So definitely, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody for liking the video.
Hey man, y'all ain't gotta be scared. I ain't gotta be scared to comment, man. Shit, we almost been here an hour. Damn. What's your thoughts on Black Pill though?
That's the people who like hate women, right?
yeah, basically, yes, that's exactly what that is.
What I've came to conclusion, and I may make a video on this, I think this is all a transition to becoming gay. That's what I think. A lot of these niggas, think about it, because if you become incel, that means you're involuntarily celibate. You can't get no ass, which I actually am okay with that, because I think the lowest level in that sense is tricking, because now you're paying for it. And now you're having, it's kind of like a comedian paying the crowd to laugh at his jokes. You're paying a chick to have sex. So that's incel. That's the first step. Then you become MGTOW. You're like, man, F this. Let's hate women. Let's not even deal with them. And now you're Black Pill. So now you're even deeper than MGTOW. Because at least with MGTOW, from what I understand, you're just going your own way. You're not even worried about it. But Black Pill is like when you legit hate it. Now you get around all these other people, all these other men who hate it as well. Next thing you know, you're just gay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at it. I think that's the very, very tiny step to saying, you know what? You don't like women. I don't like women. We got something in common already. What's next? You know what I'm saying? So I think that a lot of you guys that subscribe to that and lead towards that, be careful. Your ass gonna be very suspect very soon. That's what I think. Because I think everything, I think everything has a transition to it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't typically people that go on that side, if you hear their background, their story, they didn't just wake up and say boom. Typically, criminals and people who indulge in the drugs, nobody goes straight to heroin. You know what I'm saying? It's a transition. So you guys better be very careful with that type of mindset and that type of lifestyle.
Next thing you know, it's gonna be rainbow pill, and they gonna be
Yeah,
telling y'all to smash trannies and all the other thing. I see you exactly right.
that's what
So
I think about it.
since we talking about the transition and you know what's going on with feminism and you know MGTOWs and incels and stuff, what do you see what's gonna happen in the future besides what you already just said? Like, what do you see what's gonna happen with relationships and you see what I'm saying? Marriage.
Um, I mean, you talking about as far as the world or as far as dating?
As far as the world, like what you're seeing now, as far as you know, the red pill that's starting to become popular is going to end up becoming popular.
Mhm.
You know, MGTOW and all this other stuff because feminism, you know, it's always a cause and effect to everything. Feminism is the effect, is it? Or yeah, the cause is feminism, and the effect is now you know MGTOW, red pill, and you know what I'm saying, incel and black pill. So yeah, basically, what do you see the future? Where do you see this heading to besides the game?
Yeah, I think more than anything, it's gonna come down to you as a person and your mindset. You know what I mean? Because if you dig deep into that stuff, even women, like if they dig too deep into feminism, they're gonna be single for the most part. You
Right.
know, or they're gonna be with a guy that they don't want to be with. Any guys that are digging too deep into this content and not actually living life and seeing the world and seeing women for what their experience is going to be with them, they'll become, what is it, overdosed on this content, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll still be alone and they'll still be watching new videos, trying to see who's new, who's next, who's popping, who said this about that person. So I think more than anything, I mean, in reality, it'll make it easier for people like me, you, RPC, Pastor Coleman, Young High Flyers, or Alfie Kim. That's what I think. It'll just make our life a lot more easier.
Facts, facts, facts. What's good, Prince? What's good? What's good? New York City, let's go.
Yo, yo.
So yeah, we've almost been on here for an hour. Um, Anybody in the chat got any, you know what I'm saying, any questions or anything? Any questions for me? Any questions for Mr. Man in Action, man? We just spit it, y'all some flame for a whole hour. So let's see if y'all got any questions. Let's see. I seen you did a video about you know your most famous video is about AMS and you
hmm
know Steph is cold and beware of them. What made you do that video? Like what pushed you to do that?
I would just see so many people come to my channel from theirs or say that they said this and say they said that. And if the shit's a little clickbait, I admit, that's that's how the business goes. So shout out to
Right,
them for having a name that can be clickbaited.
right,
But it came down to me just saying these guys are only telling you their experience. How about you go and make your own? You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like these
right.
guys are telling you what they think about women and how their life has become women. Even if they're telling you the success, you still got to go have your own success. So the gist of that video was just to say, be careful watching these guys because they're telling you what's going on in their city, in their life, in their situation, which isn't you, and it'll never be you. So that's all that was.
Oh, this is a great question. He said, "What are some tips you can give the men that are ODing on the content?" You can take that
You
one.
go first. I go after you.
Well, the best tip that I can give is basically exactly what he just said. You know, go out and do stuff. You know, you shouldn't be on YouTube all the time anyway. You should have a life. You should have hobbies and stuff. I know it's COVID. You know, you should be going out. You know, talking to women. Go out and actually put the knowledge that you are learning to play, because there's no point of getting all this knowledge if you're not doing anything with it. You get what I'm saying? Knowledge mixed with action.
Mm-hmm. Facts. My tip is create a new Gmail, create a new YouTube, and start all over because your feed is probably flooded with this stuff. And I say it all the time, like I would recommend you just go out, interact with people in real life, interact with women in real life, and then see how that goes. If there's certain things that you can tweak, you can always tweak your game. I watch the same content you guys are watching. I'm always learning and getting new experiences myself. But
Mm-hmm.
you got to go out at a certain point. You got to figure out what's beta, what's alpha to you.
Right.
And with anything, don't overdo it. because it ain't that deep. It really ain't.
It's really very simple. Like women are, they are complex, but they're simple. They really
Yeah.
are at the same time. It's hard as contradictory as that sound. But
Facts.
college advice. Oh, college advice. You could take that one.
Advice for college, bro. You gotta college it really just a mini version of the real world, but keep in mind it's a mini version. So if you want to be successful in the real world, start by being successful in college. You know, and that's with life, that's with grades, that's with women, that's with social skills, that's with sports, whatever. So one thing I would recommend, Top Wolf, if you're on this side of YouTube, go out and just start talking to everybody. Start getting people to know your name. Let everybody on your campus know your name, bro, in a good way. And it don't have to be like because you're smashing all cheeks. And it don't have to be all the students. You need your professors to know your name. You need the counselors to know your name. You need the coaches to know your name. Become that guy in college, and you'll become that guy in the real world.
Oh, that was some that was some fire game, dude. Shit, why nobody tell me that shit when I was in college? But yeah, that's basically what I was gonna say, man. Become a social person. Become extremely social. Don't just be with one pair of people. Really talk to everybody. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to be friends with everybody, but talk to everybody. That's gonna get you because and later down the road, that's gonna open a lot of doors with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for an example, you want to get a job, and let's say you had a conversation with somebody who works at that job. Now that they know who you are or had a conversation with you, now you got your foot, and you probably can get your foot in the door with that person because you had a conversation with them, man. So yes, be very social in college. That's all college is for. Is social. Be very social.
Facts.
Okay. We got
And
another one.
so
He said,
easy too in college. I had a consultation with a dude yesterday that's in college. He just got out the army and stuff like that. But college, you automatically got so many things in common with people that you go to college with. You can talk about the cafeteria, you can talk about the mascot, you can talk about financial aid, you can talk about classes, you can talk about COVID, you can talk about the Wi-Fi, you can talk about the dorms. It's so easy to have stuff in common with people at college. You know, so start off by just talking about some stuff that y'all got in common. It's a lot of things that you have in common with people you go to college with.
true, 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 true. So he said, "What's the keys to lasting longer?" I'm gonna give y'all the most basic one. Bust a nut before they come. You get what I'm saying? Honestly, when you do that, you probably ain't even gonna want to have sex with the girl no more. You probably gonna find out that you don't even like this girl. You gonna bust that nut, be like, damn, I don't even think I want this bitch to come over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So that's the most
And
common.
chosen. One thing for me is I don't know about everybody else, man, but me, I typically have a certain position that I know that I'm gonna do when I'm ready to bust. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a position where I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like it's about that time, and I know this position can get me right. So if that's the same with you, do other positions. Like RPC said, slowly and switch positions. So do other positions, you know, get your foreplay together, have the girl nice and wet, have her enjoying it as well. But also try out, experiment. You know what I mean? Like you don't always have to go in and out. You can go in and out, but from the side, if that make any sense. Like you need to have some angles to your F game. It don't always have to be the this, that, and then you bust. So just try that out, man. You know, try out different positions, but know the position that's going to get you the bust and do that last. Don't start off with that one because then you ain't gonna last long.
Yeah, man, and use these more. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta always be in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Take it out, man. This ain't no sex. You know, this ain't sex therapy, man. So
Yeah.
all right, here we go.
Right.
Slowly switch. Appreciate it. Any more questions though before we wrap this up?
What led you to this side of YouTube? Like what made you get on YouTube?
Man, and because what was going on with me was I can get it was no problem with me getting women. The problem was keeping the ones that I actually liked. So that's once I kept seeing that I kept like when it became a habit to where I could not keep the ones that I liked, I'm like, yo, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? So I went looking for answers, and the first people I found was like them white boys who do cold approaches and stuff like. I found like pickup artists. I found those at first, and then one day I just clicked on, I forgot who video. It's probably like Dr. BOA video. It kept showing up in my recommendations and stuff like that. So then once I seen that, clicked on this video, and then after that it was over.
Yeah,
It was all she wrote. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never heard some of the stuff that man was talking about, and I've been around players and all that. You get what I'm saying? So. He was just saying some old other stuff. Then that's when I found like AMS, and that's when I found like Afi, Mr. Lucario. I found all of them guys. So that's how I basically got into it a little bit.
Which one do you think is better for men, the PUA or the red pill? If you had to pick one.
Oh, honestly, man, that is a great question. Because I can't really just say which one is better because everybody has a different way of going about it. You know what I'm saying? Some guys on here who talk red pill and talk hatred. You know what I'm saying? And there's some guys who say who talk pickup artists and they simps and they talk simpish shit. You get what I'm saying? So I can't answer that. That's not that's not really something that I could really answer.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think though?
That's a tough one, but I think. But as far as helpful, I would actually lean more towards the PUA route. And the only reason I say that is because they push action.
Right.
Go out, talk to women, hit the field. And they're literally like, it's I'm not telling you guys to go search PUA because that shit gets deep too. That shit gets deeper than this. That shit been around. So I'm not telling y'all to go search that either. But I know from the few that I've heard of and I saw, it was big on action. It was big on no matter what you look like, no matter how much you weigh, no matter what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like where you've came from and what you think and all that, you can still get results with women if you go out. And I think the red pill is less action. It's more watch this video, then sign up for this, then sign up for that. Well, that may sound all good with a whole bunch of men, but at least the PUAs or whatever are
they already showing you, right?
Yeah, they're actually like talking to women and stuff. So if I had to pick one,
these dudes will go out there in skirts and still be approaching women. You know what I'm saying? Just showing you that they just not scared of no damn woman. Like it's a woman. What are you scared of them for? You get what I'm saying? Like what they gonna do? Bite you?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And he said, "How do you kill anxiety? You want to get that one?"
Yeah. How do you kill any anxiety? You gotta understand that it's not real, bro. Like I really feel like fear is not a real thing. So with that being said, let's say your anxiety is to go approach a group of women, but somebody like me, I'm not scared to approach a group of women. And if we get behind the X-ray, we both look the same. We both got the same bone structure. So why is it that you're scared, but I'm not? It's because you built that anxiety in your head. You believe it's real, so it's real. I don't think anything in this world we should really be scared of, because whatever you're scared of and another person is not scared of it, is fear. Is your fear really a real thing? So I think the way to kill anxiety is just to really open yourself to whatever you're scared of. Go out and start talking to people. Go out and start approaching people. If you're scared to skydive, go try it. You know what I mean? Because once you actually do the stuff you're scared of, you'll realize, damn, I've been psyching myself out for all these years. I've been thinking that I got anxiety for all these years. I've been really scared of this. This ain't even that bad. You know what I mean? So you got to expose yourself to stuff. That's going to be the best way to kill it. Get out your head and get out in the real world.
Yeah, mostly anxiety is just from a lack of experience. So, we scared of things that we don't really know. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, you need to make it a habit to kill anxiety. You have to make it a habit to do uncomfortable stuff. You get what I'm saying? Make it a habit. Do something that you are uncomfortable with that kind of scares you every day. You get what I'm saying? Like I at least go out and like talk to one. I at least try to get to talk to one girl a day because what I'm saying, I try to keep myself into the position of being uncomfortable. Talking to women is uncomfortable. Well, not to me. It ain't uncomfortable to me. It's almost extremely hard for me not to talk to a woman now. You get what I'm saying? Like you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Like when you first start talking to girls or something like that, you used to be, anxious and have a lot of anxiety and fear. And then once you get the ball rolling, you get the momentum going, it's extremely hard to not talk to a woman now. Like now, if I see a pretty woman, it'll take everything for me not to go over there. Then it would take everything in me to go over there. You get what I'm saying? So it's just a lack of experience. You gotta keep keep your foot on the wheel.
Real talk.
Okay, he said, "What's your IG?"
I just posted it's JJ so different, but DM me if you're coming from Mr. Man in Action side, and I'll add you to the close friends. But I'm not really big on trying to make an IG for Mr. Man in Action yet. And the only reason for that is because, I got the other channel with the public interviews and shit like that. And I'm really just trying to keep this content to this, like to the Patreon and to the Buy Me a Coffee and YouTube and stuff like that. So but that's my IG though. It's at JJ so different. ED.
Bet. Hold on. Let me make some moderators up in here right quick. We got any more questions on here? Hold on 1 second. Moderator. All right, that's everybody then. I already follow Zay. Is it pros and cons to both PUA and Redpill? Because at least they advocate getting off your ass and being social, getting results with women. True. Look, Mr. Lucario, the OG. Playertainment. Yes, sir, Young Draco, man. But it looked like ain't no more questions, so I guess we're gonna wrap this up, man. What up, Lawrence D. Adams? What's good, man? What's good? Let me make him a moderator too. Make him a moderator up in here.
It's crazy that everybody popped in at the end, god damn.
Right. Right.
Looking because I was looking earlier and it was 9 for the whole time, and now it's like 15, 16.
He said, but Zay, how's the real estate and Mr. The what?
How's the DJing?
Oh shit. The real estate going well, man. I just closed my first house, so real estate going good. So what about you? Your DJ?
Yeah, the DJing is hit or miss. You know what I mean? Like, to be real, it's really hit or miss because of the COVID and all that stuff. So not that many people are out, not that many clubs are open right now. But still staying fresh with it.
I feel you. Yo, yeah, y'all need to get on his IG, man, because man, y'all see some of the stories he be putting up, man. The people in the DJ room. Oh man, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't even believe it. So yeah, get on his IG.
Yeah, I gotta tap into the IG.
We having some adult rated, some adult rated content on there.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, we got 17 people on here, man. Make sure y'all liking the video, man. And I know y'all got more questions. Y'all better hurry up and get these questions before we wrap this up. Because I know Mr. Man in Action got things to do. I know I got things to do.
Yeah, appreciate you too, LDA. You know what I mean? You definitely inspired me big time.
Oh, yeah, he said the Afi interview. Oh, I remember. I know exactly what he's talking about. That's when I first found you on there. That's what I've been looking for you ever since that day. I could not find you for like months. And then, what's his name had popped up, and I'm like, yo, I know this dude. And I was like, oh, that's dude from the Afi joint.
Yeah.
So,
facts.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all. But we gonna wrap this up, man. It's your boy. Dang, I'm not even PBZ no more. This is your boy Zay, man. This ain't even. I gotta change my whole name on here because it ain't even Playertainment no more. It's Double Edge now. But anything else you want to say? Any last words?
Appreciate everybody for coming up in here. You feel me? You can find me on youtube.com/Mr. Man in Action. Check out the content, man. Dig deep into the videos. I got videos talking about college. I got videos talking about life. I got videos talking about working out. Got videos talking about dating. And, just show your support, man. And keep in mind that channels like this are not meant to be spreaded on a platform like this. So it's literally up to you guys to share this stuff. Y'all soak it up. Y'all like, this is good stuff. This is a good video, man. You deserve more views. Why more people ain't in the streams? you got to share it. You know, if you got other social media, share it. If you got friends, share the content. You know, you ain't got to force nobody to watch it, but the more and more you push it, the more the rest of the world will be able to soak up this good game. So just check me out at youtube.com/Mr. Man in Action.
Yes, sir. And I put your YouTube in the chat room, so
Sure.
people want to find you. His YouTube is in the chat. Put it up.
Appreciate it.
But we out, y'all, man. Deuces.
Deuces.